Hello guys, this is Vysh. So we'll discuss the editorials for July 28th, which is Friday. So we are almost in the fourth week completion. So episode number 23 it is. Hope you have seen all the previous episodes, because a lot of articles which came today is actually which came in the previous weeks. Okay, but there it came as a small article. Today more updated information has come, because the parliament sessions have started. So many bills which were we just saw an outline, now details have come out. Okay, and later it will again, when passed in the parliament, again one more article will come. So this helps you, okay, in the journey of a bill. If you are reading it properly, you will be in tandem with what is happening in the polity of India, and you can write better answers. Okay, instead of by hearting one well prepared coaching answer, if you daily read the newspaper, you will be able to develop your answer skills and your knowledge and observation things also. Okay, so we'll see first what are the important articles for today. Here if you see, the first one is India-China, so GS2 relationship. It is not too much, like most of the articles are negative today, okay, meaning there is no positive outcome, but some problems are there, and that is being highlighted, especially in India-China's relation. There is no transparency. That one thing we'll discuss, okay, why it is told like not transparency. Then here, the National Research Foundation bill, I already explained to you this. I told you in USA also there is a national, some scientific, some body. European has a European research thing, and they took those words and made our own foundation like National Research Foundation. This already we discussed, okay, but that time it was a small article. So now little more details have come about its funding and its whether it will be like older bodies will be cancelled out. That kind of foundation bill, little details that we'll discuss. Then we have this usual opposition party does that every time an election comes, that everybody comes together and forms a new party or a new coalition. So that drama will keep on going. Okay, whether it's the ruling party or the opposition party, these things are nowhere useful for your exam. So this is going on coming. Friday, the author or the Hindu newspaper thought like, let's put a very big article. So they have put it, but I don't recommend you to read that. Okay, then the Forest Amendment Bill, again 2023 bill. This also we had discussed when it came as a small article. Now little more details have come. So that also, I think the first article we'll be discussing that only today. Okay, and then Spain elections. This 99% of the teachers who teach you will ignore this article and will not teach you, but I will tell some information, okay, because Spain has come in a prelims question 2-3 times in the options at least. So you have to know a little bit, like when Thailand something happened, I taught you. Taiwan, when something happened, I taught you. Brazil, something happened, I taught you. So when something happens for the first time in a country, meaning an article comes for the first time, that time we have to teach you some basics. Only then in future, suppose an important news comes, okay, that time you will be able to know the back history. Okay, that's why I'm telling, please watch our episodes daily. You will get a lot of information. Okay, and here in Friday, instead of that charts and graph, they'll give a picture. Okay, so picture of the week. Today they have given some Kerala, some temple. This rainy season is going on. Still there in Thrissur district of Kerala, there is this Nalambalam pilgrimage. Okay, there is some pilgrimage going on there. So that name alone, just for the art and culture sake, you can note it down. Nalambalam pilgrimage during this Malayali month of Karkadagam, meaning the like months we have in every state, they count the months in a different way. Okay, so Malayalam month of something, they are doing this thing, and so there whatever is given, that 2-3 keywords, that alone you note down. Other than that, it's not important. Okay, so again, many things I have told already. Please read this and don't repeat these questions in the comment section or in my WhatsApp. Okay, if something is not answered here, you can ask anytime. Test series I'm working timetable, it takes time to make because I don't give like others like 3-month study polity, 3-month study history. I give you day by day, hour by hour in my timetable. Okay, already the first batch is giving excellent reviews. You will be seeing in my WhatsApp status and Instagram. They are enjoying the test which we gave them. Okay, the NCERT test PDF, the current affair test PDF. So they are doing day and night studies. So if you missed out the batch 1, batch 2 will come for 2024, and for 2025, even if you are a college going student or anything, a detailed one, long 700+ days timetable, so that you can very lavishly study, I would say, instead of like in a too much pressure. Like I will give you too many days for each subject or each textbook, that you can very lavishly read it. Then we will give you the question PDF and answer PDF also. You can study that, so your complete revision will get over for 25 batch. Okay, so that just wait. Okay, it's taking time, because when I want to give the best Excel sheet, Excel timetable. Okay, I don't want to give some dummies I can simply launch courses. We never do that. We only do it if students also finds it useful. Okay, so please wait for that, and you can WhatsApp me in the meanwhile and get the foundation videos. Okay, 30 foundation videos are there. Most of you are skipping it. Without that, don't enroll to our test series. Okay, this is a free thing. I am forcing you to watch the free thing, not the paid one. Please do that free thing. It will change your life. Okay, Vysh Courses channel, many things are planned. I know nothing is coming now, few days. Nothing is coming because we are planning something. Okay, so it will come up. So just subscribe and keep. When it comes, obviously you will get notified. So the first article, Forest Conservation Amendment Bill 2023. So there was a act which we already have. Okay, right from British days we had a Forest Act 1927. Then we have in post-independence the Forest Act 1980. So they have some provisions, but because some things gets outdated or forest cover increases, we have to make changes. But this bill is actually a very bad bill, I would tell. Okay, whatever they have done, the government is not looking good. And already when it was put in public domain, we discussed it already. When public gave a lot of comments, we thought that okay, government will incorporate it and change it, but nothing has changed. Okay, they have just passed the bill, meaning passed the bill means cabinet has approved the bill and now ready to pass. Okay, so here if you see, this bill on July 26 was passed in Lok Sabha, and then in Rajya Sabha also it will go for discussion, but because of the ruling party majority seats, they will may be able to make it an act also. So here if you see, there is no changes from the original version which we all saw in March, and it ignores the strong public objections whatever was there. The bill starts with a proper preamble kind of thing, like we have our constitution, right? Preamble, like what will be the summary of what is going to be there. This also has a preamble. So in that preamble, they're telling all good things, like we have to reduce our net zero emissions by 2070. We have to create carbon sink. We have to increase our forest cover, improve the livelihoods of this forest dependent community or the tribal people and the forest people. Everything is looking good in the preamble, but the operative part of the bill or the main content of the bill shows little connect with the preamble, meaning it is something else. Okay. So it excludes the entire categories of forest from the ambit of the law, and ironically even facilitates the destruction of forest. Okay, in summary, that is what is happening, meaning the entire forest which we claim maybe 25% of India's land is forest land, that is not even going to be considered now because of certain clauses inside this. Okay, if you see the Forest Conservation Act of 1980 is what we are trying to amend. Okay, amendment means that only we have something already, we are amending it, modifying it to make it better. Okay, but it is not doing justice to that. Okay, the 1980 Act was like a protectionist stance it was taking, making the forest like fully protective, and the current development, the needs and prioritized must be recognized. The bill deviates in a significant manner from the spirit of the original law, meaning original law was for protecting the forest. From there, the whole thing is deviating. Okay, so 3 points they are telling in summary. Details will tell in the next slide. Like narrowed definition of forest, as I told, full forest is not being considered now. Then exclusion of significant tract of forest area, meaning many important forest areas are going to be excluded now in protection or conservation. And then granting of sanction to additional activities that were regulated earlier, meaning earlier there were some restrictions like here you cannot cut trees and all. Now that is gone. Okay, so that sanctions approval for development work is going to be easier now. So that and all, environmental experts and environmental activists will not like it. Okay, so the bill will significantly restrict the application of the landmark Godavarman judgment of 1996. Okay, so this you have to study, like you study the act name, this judgment name, you have to use it in your answer when you write anything about forest conservation. Okay, it significantly restrict the application of the landmark Godavarman. Okay, Godavarman judgment of 1996. In this they are telling, or that judgment what they did was, it extended the scope of the 1980 Act to the dictionary meaning of forest. Okay, meaning in the act they would tell like, okay, this much is called forest, but then this judgment came in 1996 telling that forest, you should not take these things which you have written in the law, dictionary meaning of forest, that is everywhere where a lot of trees are there. Okay, even though it is not legally notified as a forest, all those areas should be protected. That is what in this Godavarman judgment it was told, meaning it expanded the scope of forest. Okay, now the new amendment is actually restricting the thing and going back to that older version. Okay, meaning that definition, dictionary definition they don't want. All the legally notified forest as of, on or after October 25, 1980, meaning when that act was made, till that time what we considered forest, only that much will be protected. Okay, so that is actually wrong. So they are telling this could potentially impact around 28% of India's forest cover, about 2 lakh square kilometer of forest area, then will be excluded from protection, meaning anybody can go and cut the tree anytime. So these include these fruit orchards, plantations, exceptional quality which trees are there which requires conservation. If you see, they are giving examples, unclassed forest in Nagaland, which has not been legally called as forest, but it has like huge tribal people depend on that forest and all comes under that. Okay, now that and all will not be protected. So states earlier, where some states were there who never liked that government judgment and was only looking the other one. So they will be happy now. They'll be happy like, okay, now it's gone back to the 80s time, whatever is the forest. So they will start cutting trees and do more and more construction and development work. So that's why I'm telling many negative points are there in the new bill. Okay, they're telling again examples like Nagaland, like the Aravalli Hills in the Delhi National Capital Region, which are ecologically significant. Okay, there also this problem will come because it's not legally classified as forest. Now you can cut the bill. Now more points they are telling. It excludes some of the most fragile, meaning most vulnerable ecosystems, which is international borders, like in the Himalayan region, and that is where we have Pakistan-China borders and all. So up to 100 kilometers of the international border, now there is no need of any clearance or anything. Central government want to construct something, they can do. No need of getting that environmental clearance or any environmental impact assessment, nothing. You go and cut the trees, you make the roads, you make the bridges. Okay, so that is also wrong. You should have ideally made something like, maybe if there are 5 steps to get clearance, maybe reduce the steps. But at least something should be there. No, some check should be done before deciding something. It's not like ministries go and start cutting trees and developing there. So that is why there's no clearance at all required. That is very wrong. Okay, then include globally recognized, those areas include globally recognized biodiversity hotspot. Okay, hotspots like in the world, there are 4-5 important hotspots. One is the Himalayan region and the forests there and all. Then we have the islands, then we have some volcanic areas like that. There are some biodiversity hotspots where many species are living. Okay, so this is one of the biodiversity hotspot in the northeast area and in the Himalayan forest region. Okay, so now they are telling that is the second clause. Now the third one, they are telling exemption for these projects like zoo, safari park, ecotourism and all. Meaning that like anyway zoo, safari park is for maintaining the environment and biodiversity. So there you can cut trees and then build zoos and these things and all. That is also wrong because that will never match with the natural ecosystem, the natural forest where animals are living. You cannot replicate that inside a zoo or in a area like that, in a safari park. Okay, so that also exemptions, it's not correct is what the author is suggesting. Okay, and bill also grant unrestricted power to the union government to specify any desired use beyond those specified in the original Amendment Act. Meaning you have written many clauses. After that, they are telling union government can make any other reason also. Anything which they feel is desired use, that time also you can cut trees and do something. Okay, so these are all are not good, and these are legitimate concerns which is going to exploit the forest. Okay, and the resources there. So that's what I told. In March already this draft came, people gave objections, but nothing was considered and they are just passing it in Lok Sabha. Okay, then again, next concern, they are not looking into the other related laws. Okay, like we have this forest laws for tribal people, Scheduled Tribe and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006, about which prelims question came. So there, no reference or mention is there in the new new thing. Okay, new act which is made. So there it is telling like, you have to consult when you are doing something in the forest area where these people are living for centuries and they have full dependence. You have to ask them before doing something there. You have to consult them. There should be a meeting. When you delete all these things, it is wrong. They are giving examples of a neighboring country like Nepal, where when this forest management was completely given to the tribal people, right? There the forest cover increased from 26% to 45% in 3 decades, in 30 years. So it's actually a working model. Then if you actually intend to protect forest and you want to increase the forest cover, you should actually bring those stakeholders to the platform, discuss with them rather than deleting their clause itself, meaning no more discussion with them. Whatever union wants or whatever a particular side wants can decide. That is wrong. Okay. So if India is to meet the net zero commitments, carbon commitments, and increase the forest cover, it would be wise to further the participation of forest people rather than disenfranchise them, meaning keeping them away. So the system of forest clearance under the old act may have been flawed. Okay, that may be having some problem, the old 1980 Act, so it needs changes. But this new bill does little to rectify these deficiencies, meaning this is not doing any improvement. Okay, so instead it just excludes certain privileged sectors from its ambit. Now, we need development, we need roads, we need infrastructure across the border. You know, this government, especially the pace in which the roads are constructed or the bridges or expressways are constructed, it is commendable, it is all good. But again, even though all this is fair, administrative needs are there, blanket exceptions, okay, meaning completely telling, as I told, no clearance required, no discussion with tribal, that no thing is not, you have to make something, at least one round of discussion, one round of clearance, that should be kept. That is what the author is trying to tell. Especially, now in floods are happening in Uttarakhand and regions there. So there it is very like geologically active Himalayas, okay, tectonically it is very meaning fragile. Even earthquakes can happen. Like when Turkey earthquake happened, it was predicted that the next earthquake will happen in India, okay, because it's like coming from that side is coming, because earthquakes you cannot actually predict properly. But as per the timeline, because in India last it happened in 2001 Gujarat, the major one. So now it's almost time that the next earthquake will come. Okay, the world works like that. So in Himalaya, it's a very fragile area. You go and do lot of construction and building and all these things. It is very risky. Okay, so that last line is very good. Like it can come as a question. Forest and other natural ecosystems cannot be considered a luxury. They are an absolute necessity. Okay, this line they will give and tell like, in this context, critically analyze the new Forest Amendment Bill 2023. This is how UPSC question comes. Okay, something happens in news, they will frame a question. So practice like this at home, keep practicing, keep writing, you will improve over the days. Okay, the daily my editorial alone, if you do your mains preparation, will get free of cost completed. Okay. Second bill, National Research Foundation Bill 2023, which again second time we are discussing. So here Union Cabinet has given approval. Now this also, as I told, Lok Sabha will pass, Rajya Sabha will pass, that way it will go. So here what they are trying to do is, they are trying to establish a body, a National Research Foundation, a body dedicated for funding and research and all, because every country who has developed, right, they are doing a lot of research. If you take Israel, if you take USA, they all have like why is Facebook not getting invented in India? Why is new vaccines of like cure of cancer, these things not getting invented in India? Everything is there. If you see USA, Europe, Australia, China, you are seeing these places because they spend a lot of money, meaning their GDP is 4%, 5% and all budget, they go and put it in the funding, in this research and experimentation and scientist, okay, or fellowship programs, anything from childhood, meaning at a college level, students are encouraged to take fellowship programs and do these things. But in India, it was not there. Now recently we have done many things like Prime Minister Research Fellowship Program, then I think Srinivasa Ramanujan some mathematics program, like the many programs are being started, but again funding problem is there and a proper body is not there. We have like scattered lot of bodies are there. So through this bill they are trying to make something called National Research Foundation, one single body, apex body for research and development, the culture of innovation you want to promote and spread this ecosystem across all the universities and colleges. That is the aim of this bill. So this bill also seeks to repeal, this is the new information which we did not discuss that time, it is seeking to repeal the already existing body which is Science and Engineering Research Board, okay, which under the Act of 2008 as a statutory body it was formed. Statutory means under an act you make a body, that is called statutory body, okay. So SERB was established as a statutory body of the Department of Science and Technology to carry out the similar functions which NRF is like the new one is proposed to do, okay, but in a more uniform way. So now this idea came from where? This idea came in 2019. There was a committee, Kasturi Rangan committee. That time also when I was taking class, I taught this because this person is head of many committees. Okay, he's an expert in many things. So he was like Western Ghats related committee, our hotspot, biodiversity hotspot related committee. He is head of many committees that time. Same like the 2019, he was the head of this committee where he suggested that there should be a new organization, National Research Foundation. And this SERB should be either subsumed under it or fully repealed, meaning replaced. Okay, so here they are telling the examples of other research bodies which are there in India. Okay, like the Department of Science and Technology, Department of Atomic Energy, Department of Biotechnology, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Indian Council of Medical Research, Indian Council of Historical Research, University Grants Commission. Okay, so all these things we have already, and there are many private and philanthropic charity organizations and many things are there which are independently also doing research and things. Okay, so in the bill it is not told like all these will be replaced. It is told like the NRF will work in parallel with them or in cooperation with all these things. That means these all are not going to be repealed. Okay, but SERB may be repealed or subsumed. That when this becomes an act, that time only we will know. Okay, after the parliament discussions gets over. So it did not separately mention the SERB, but there is no indication that it would be abolished or subsumed. Okay, so the scientific community has assumed that the SERB will be there. We are assuming it will be there and it will continue to support and fund research as before. Okay, so now again public, private, everybody will be involved, and then this NRF would coordinate with other funding agency and work with science, engineering and other academies to ensure synergy of purpose and avoid duplication, meaning as I told, there should be a regulating body kind of thing. Like RBI is there for all the bank, or SEBI is there for all the other stock related things. Like that, there should be always a regulator. Okay, so now, highlighting the lack of a conducive research ecosystem and underinvestment in research, the Kasturirangan committee said that NRF would get an annual grant of 20,000 crore. Okay, so if you see that 2 kharab, okay, you would have, in Hindi you would have heard, like when you have lakhs of rupees, you will get lakpati, then karodpati. After that you will get arabpati, Kharabpati, Arbo, Kharbo, like that you would have heard in movies and all. Okay, so that actually there is a term. Okay, so that if you want the actual meaning, this 1 Kharab rupees, okay, it's like bigger than Arab rupee. Okay, 10 Arab is actually that 1 Kharab. So it's actually 1,000 crore. So we multiply it, like around 10,000 crore is actually 1 Kharab. So here it is how much? 20,000 crore or 2 kharab rupees. Okay, so 2 kharab rupees is actually our 0.1% of GDP, which is again much lower. This is what Kasturirangan committee suggested for this particular foundation. Okay. So they're telling comparison, if you see, United States is like 2.1%, China again, United States is 2.8, China 2.1, Israel 4.3, South Korea. See, these people are spending this much on research. Obviously, new technologies and new like 5G, 6G, everything they will only capture. Okay. I mean, they'll be the first one to do, and then we'll have to just buy it, or we'll have to model it. So that is why we have to spend more. Okay, this is just a suggestion from Kasturirangan. And pessimist and optimist, you know the words, English words. Like pessimist means some who is like little negative in their thoughts. Optimist means you are always looking for some positive thing. So they're telling how they feel. Pessimist people are thinking that the proposed, what we will propose for this annual grant would continue until we reach the 2008 SERB level. That much funding at least we'll try to reach. That is the pessimist thinking, because now we don't know how the bill will come out. Optimist is thinking that we will match in the coming years, match up to USA's funding level, meaning 2.8% of the GDP that we'll do. Okay, so the NEP, National Education Policy 2020, adopted this idea. Okay, NEP is going to come in the coming years. You will see our education, which we all studied, were 10+2 model, right? Up to 10th standard, then 11th to 12th plus 2, and then after that engineering, meaning a degree, and then some job. That is what we do. But now it's going to change. It will become 5+3+4 kind of system, meaning up to 5th standard primary education, everybody will get common. Then there will be 3 more years of little more specialization. After 8th standard, then you will divert into different field. Meaning if you want to become a UPSC thing or something, then you don't have to sit and study all the trigonometry, all the mathematics and integration, differentiation, what we all studied unwantedly in our life, which nowhere we are using in our life. If you have already decided your career path, then you will study according to that. Meaning your stream choice, instead of doing after 10th standard, you will start doing after 8th standard. Okay, so it's a different model. So that slowly will start getting implemented. As part of that only, you are seeing our NCERT textbooks, and many textbooks are getting streamlined. This is all part of that. Okay, so that one shot we will be able to switch. Okay. So now, as I told, NEP already has adopted this idea also about this research foundation, and specific financial commitment as of now it is not told, and some numbers again they are telling. So these numbers are not important. Next slide also full numbers it is. It's full number, like NRF, meaning a PIB report is telling that NRF will have 10,000 crore for 5 years, so total of 50,000 crore. Okay, this is what their projection is. Then government grant is like some 14,000 crore, remaining 36,000 crore will come from private people. This I told in my last article also. So like that they are telling for effective, some it will come some money, but it is not matching with what Kasturirangan suggested. Okay, it's even lower than that is what is the PIB report telling. Okay, so now same thing, SERB, the body which I told, it has been instrumental in building a sustainable research ecosystem through a diverse program portfolio that involved all these things. Okay, included grant funding, fostering young researchers, recognizing and rewarding research excellence, promoting scientific network, partnerships, enhance gender and social inclusiveness. All these things it was involved in. Okay, and that time the budget also, in 2011-12 it was like 200 crore. It increased to 1,000 crore by 2018-19. Meaning government was little serious about that, and it was happening. Okay, then again fund went up and down. That numbers are not important, but you should know that it was going on. Okay, now it is hoped that the budgetary allocation for NRF will not be reduced by the amount allocated for the SERB. Okay, meaning they are telling experience, what we have seen in our past, experience shows that when schemes are merged or subsumed or something new scheme comes, the allocation for the new scheme, right, it is always lower than what we used to do for our previous scheme. That is how Indian, our history or experience we have. So that author is hope it will not be like that. Okay, So last again they're giving examples of countries like India, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, everywhere where we already have a lot of traditional knowledge, we have a lot of skilling, we have a lot of mathematics, art, we have a lot of history, right? In our like older generation there were people who are very talented, but we never bothered about patenting it, or we never bothered about making trademark. So USA will come, read our books and then copy it and make their idea. Or China came and took all our Buddhist textbook and all our old Hindu textbooks and all, and they burnt our many places. So many were taken by many kingdoms. So we never bothered about making it like our own. So that and all we have to correct, and we have to learn from our ancient past, put the needed funding, then take ideas from these Kasturirangan committee and all, give proper financial support, and then we can also be on like lines with this other countries who are already developed, South Korea or USA and other things. Okay, so that is how he conclude in a little positive note telling about our history. Now the third article, Spain elections. This I'm sure nobody will actually teach you. If you are following any other editorial channel, you can go and search. Nobody would have done this. Okay, and because I also check what our competitors do and how they are doing or what is lacking in their thing, that I try to incorporate here. So Spain, nobody teaches you, but Spain again, map is important, location is important, the elections are not important. Okay, but the news is elections today. If you see, it's next to France, and Portugal is there. So it's like Portugal is one of the like westmost country of Europe, you can tell, because after that it's the Atlantic Ocean. After that you will have the USA in the west. Okay, if you know the world map. So Spain, below that if you see that Gibraltar, which is under the control of UK. Okay, so that is like Strait of Gibraltar. Strait is actually a small water body which connects two bigger water bodies. Okay, so what is the bigger water bodies? Left side we have Atlantic Ocean, right side we have the Mediterranean Sea, between we have the Strait of Gibraltar, that is a small water body. Okay, so there we have what? We have that two countries. Try to find out what are the African countries which are there. Okay, because the question is expected like what are the bordering countries of Mediterranean Sea, and at least 15 to 20 countries are there. It's a little difficult, but UPSC have started asking even G20 countries. They will ask this also. Okay, so you have to know what is above Spain, what is below Spain. This and all you have to know in the map. UPSC will ask, and already UPSC have asked match the following. If you see here, this is a 2018 UPSC Prelims question. Okay, so Catalonia, Spain, that is actually true. Here answer will be 1 and 3 only. Okay, because if 1 is true, you have only two options, either A or C. Okay, so difference between A and C is that statement 2. Statement 2 is what? Crimea. Crimea we have been discussing since years now. Crimea is like Ukraine's place which Russia occupied. So there it's written Hungary. So that is wrong. So you directly get the answer even without reading the third and fourth statement. Okay, and third anyway is true if you know Catalonia. So this time, that time also I have taught you in my test series. It was there. That time also we have claimed this question. You do my videos and my test series, almost every question which comes in prelims you can clear. Many students' problem is that they don't believe that how can a YouTube teaching cover all the syllabus when even the big coaching class are not able to do. We have been able to do. We have been repeatedly doing since last 5 years that 100 plus marks are coming from my materials. Okay, but you have to dedicatedly study because I give that much content. So you come in the last minute and join. Like I know many people, batch 1 they'll see, they will not enroll. Batch 2, batch 3, batch 4, like last batch 5, batch 6 will come when there are 3 months left for prelims. That time you will come like, sir, I was busy, I didn't have focus, I didn't something you come and tell. That time you come and join. And how will you study? I am giving you 100 plus tests in prelims, 25-30 mains test. You cannot do it in 3 months. So that time then you will study, then you will tell like, sir, you gave this much content, I could not study, you are not a good teacher, you complicated the entire process, I failed because of you. Because that also will come and tell me only, because other institutes, they won't even pick up your call, they won't be accessible in WhatsApp. I am 24 hours accessible, so I get all the bad name also. Okay, so if you are someone who joined at the earlier phase, you will understand that almost everything what we teach you is relevant. And the exam paper will look easier. I'm not telling you will pass. Okay, I'm not like others who will give false promise. You may not pass because this vacancy is that much less, and that day may be a bad day for you. Maybe options you didn't understand, maybe pattern they change, something can happen. But the content, right, if you had little focus, if you had studied properly that 1 year, many questions, okay, 40-45 plus questions easily you will solve. Okay, and the cutoff is coming around that only. In the 80s it's coming, right? The cutoff for general category is coming around 86 marks, 87 marks, meaning you have to do at least 44 questions correct out of the 100. So that actually is there in our test series or in our editorials or in our free lectures, it's there. But you dedicatedly have to do this entire 1 year. Because I keep telling, only disciplined students will pass prelims. Okay, not like who do randomly and then by heart some last minute test series. Such people doesn't clear. I don't know why you are still following these things which Telegram groups are doing or telling you. Don't follow that. Okay, study disciplined fashion for 1 year, whichever year you decide. 2025 you decide, 26 you decide. 1 year give strictly to UPSC. Okay, there's high chance that you clear. Okay, so here if you see why I showed you and why Catalonia was in news, because Catalonia, if you see that map, they wanted to get like separated. Even now that is going on. They want to separate from Spain and become an independent country. Same like we have in our areas also. Sometimes long back, like Tamil Nadu wanted to be a different country. Okay, then like different areas there in northeast Bodo land. Some land you would have heard, like we want some community. Now even in Manipur, mostly it will break. If this is the case going on, it will break into 2 autonomous areas. So like that, this is going on. So there, something called referendum, you know, referendum, even in India it happened post-independence, when princely states, whether we should join or not, referendum. It's like a voting process. People will vote telling, I want to be part of India or I want to be part of Pakistan. So like that, people here voted, more than 50% voted that Catalonia, we want to be separate. Why? Reason? There you see Barcelona, even, you know, if you know, follow football and all, you would have heard at least Barcelona. So Spain, Barcelona is one of the most like tourist hub area, most revenue of the entire Spain country, right? It is generated in Barcelona. So usual thing which happens here also, north-south fight, which happens that we are the ones who is doing most development, we are the ones who are paying most of the taxes, and government is taking that money and then distributing it to like UP, Bihar and all. This like Kerala and Tamil Nadu and all keep shouting the same thing every time. Okay, whenever a finance commission comes, a new finance thing comes, Shashi Tharoor, everybody tells that we are the ones developed, we are the ones paying more tax, our money you are taking and you are developing UP, Bihar and these North Indian states who are not doing population control, who are not maintaining the forest, not paying taxes. So that problem, right? Same happened there also, where Barcelona people told that we are doing all the revenue, we deserve to become a separate country, meaning what tax we pay, spend it on ourselves only. Okay, we don't want it to give to this entire big Spain, most undeveloped areas of Spain, that we don't want to give. So that referendum happened, and then that time almost it was like Catalonia will break and become a new thing. Now also it's like kind of autonomous, but it's not officially become a country. Okay, even 22 again this thing happened. Problem what happened is in between COVID came. When COVID came, obviously the center is the one who had to take care of everyone. I mean, the center of Spain, Madrid, if you see the capital. So that time, many of these people's mind changed. They thought like, okay, we need the center. They have helped us during COVID time and all these things. That is the reason now the party has won. They have again won the election also, that I'll tell you. So like that, now if you take voting, right, now it is like less than 50%. Only 40% or 35% of people are telling like, okay, we need to become a separate country. This is the story of Catalonia. Okay, this one time only I will teach you. Now again after 5 days one article will come. That time I will not do. And you watch only that episode. That time you will tell like, what is this sir telling? I don't understand. What is this Catalonia? What is it? That is I'm telling, regularly watch. Okay, now it's just 3-4 weeks since it started. It's the best time to catch up. Okay, day after tomorrow, Sunday is coming. That day, no editorial. Sit and watch 5-6 episodes, maximum episodes which you've missed in order. Not like 7, then 15, then 12. Like that, don't watch. Watch in one order. You cannot believe how much information you will get. Okay, I'm teaching you a lot of content. Please study. These are all extra things. This is not there in today's Hindu. Okay, free of cost I'm teaching you, which ideally I should have given in my paid test series. Please take it seriously and tell in comments. Okay, likes, comments are very less. The work I do, I don't think I get what I actually deserve for this kind of content. So please like, comment. I don't want any fees for this. Like, comment, subscribe the channel. Okay, so here this is the history. Now, the news elections, entire world, if you see, there was a shift towards the last line. If you see, Europe has seen a clear shift towards the right wing. Okay, meaning this right wing, left wing is not only in India. Okay, you should know that basics also. That's polity basics, class 11th polity. You go and read, you will understand. Left wing is like this socialism, communism, like against capitalism, against people who make money, everything like workers, meaning they hate all the boss and that kind of people. They like all the workers and that kind of people. Okay, it's usually old type, meaning Karl Marx type, old model it is. But that is the left wing. Then there is this right wing, which is more of nationalism, meaning India, they'll keep telling. If you see in India, the BJP party, they keep telling this nationalism, patriotism, Subhash Chandra Bose, Veer Savarkar, they tell everything related to that. Okay, that's why the name Bharatiya Janata Party or Rashtriya Swayam Sevak, everything is like, if you see India word will be there. And also they are pro-capitalist also, meaning more development, faster infrastructure, everybody get everything faster. Okay, whatever USA, Korea, everybody is doing that, that is what their ideology. So left wing, right wing. Okay, so in the last few years, right from when Modi started winning here, then Trump, who is right wing, won in USA, then again in many other countries in Europe, like in France or Israel, if you see Benjamin Netanyahu, all are right wing parties. So it was a wave like right wing parties are winning everywhere. Okay, but Spain is an exception. That is what is told here. Spain, the ruling left wing party, which if you see the name itself, Spanish Socialist Workers Party, they were in power. They again won. Okay, now the result has not come actually because their allies have lost. Okay, meaning, you know, coalition will be there. So right wing, some people have won, left wing, the ruling party has won, but their allies have not won. So nobody is able to make the majority, I think. So that is going on now. Okay, See that last line in red color, they refused to punish the socialist, meaning the voters refused to punish the socialist, means they are in favor of the socialist, but voted down their leftist allies, meaning their allies are defeated. So they have no numbers now to make the thing. Numbers are given here, not important for you. So meaning, but it looks like the president or the prime minister who is there now, he is capable of making numbers, and it looks like the left will form the government there. So that is an exception when compared to other countries in the world, especially in the Europe. Spain is in Europe, right? Okay, 1 second. Just give me a moment, one technical issue. Yeah, okay. So the Spain's there was some technical issue. Okay, so that is why. So the Spain's issue is a little different. They are telling the left will form the government, not like other Europe or other countries and all. Especially as I told, because of the COVID time, the center took where the party who is already left party, effective vaccine campaign they did. Then high inflation was entire Europe, then Ukraine war, sanctions on Russia, many things were there. Every time when everyone was suffering, Spain did not have much issues because the government took care of very well. That is why this people, this current people, right, they are able to get the numbers and form the government. Okay, so that is what is written in the last line. They are capable of they have a record of cooperating with regional parties, and their two location names, if you see, one is Catalonia and one is this Basque region. Okay, so that is, again, you have to note down. UPSC match the following, they'll ask because it is in news. Okay, so this is about the Spain elections. Now the last article, India China. So India and China have once appeared to walk away from their latest high level engagement. Here actually this is again a criticizing article. Okay, here we have, like, we ourselves don't know what is India's correct stance about China, because our trade with China is doubling all the time, it is increasing all the time, but on the same time we are banning TikTok, we are banning a lot of apps, so that is like confusing. Okay, here what happened is recently our advisor, the security advisor Ajit Doval, and Chinese foreign minister, okay, Wang Yi, these two people met. So that time, Doval was going on telling our concerns like this line of actual control, LAC border which you have with China, there you are coming in, there are problems there, you are coming in and taking land, our army people are fighting there, many concerns told. But in contrast, Chinese people came back and told, like, already our prime minister, your prime minister and our Chinese president, when they met in the last G20 summit in Bali, Indonesia, there was something called Bali Consensus, where we already told that we will try to stabilize, and already some discussion happened, it seems. Okay, but this was never, like, never came in paper, it was nowhere there, nowhere publicly such a thing was there. Okay, because we even told, if you see that blue line, stated they only exchanged courtesies, meaning it was like a hi hello kind of meeting only. We didn't have any discussion during that G20 meeting. That is what publicly was told that time. Now how come the Chinese people is telling that not only hi hello, we had a discussion on we will stabilize things and these things. So what is the government hiding? What is about China in their relation that it is not being told? Why is it not transparent? This is the only thing. Okay, this article 2 slides is there. They have told this only, whether or not the leaders exchanged more than pleasantries, meaning more than hi hello in Bali, that this Modi government need to be more transparently putting out, okay, especially along the border, what is happening. Okay, the same points I told. If you see the Ministry of Electronics and IT and all told, like, we are welcoming investments from China, then same time we are banning these Chinese apps and TikTok. So which one is correct? Are we banning them or are we welcoming them? What is happening? Okay, even after 18 rounds of talk, the LAC situation is not improving. Then the two place names, if you see, okay, Demchok and Depsang, that is the places where even now friction is there between India and China. So that again is important location for you. Okay, so like this, what is the proper arrangement? What is the proper this thing? That time also what happened in LAC, we correctly don't know. We sometimes see in the news like they're fighting, some video comes out, sometimes like it's fully calm. So what is the actual stance? This should be like public should be informed on all these things, because this neighbor China is one of the most threatening thing. Pakistan is not a threat now for us. So that thing they have just told in a very small article. Okay, so that's a very simple article. So tell in comment section, I want your comments and like, only then we can do more and more videos for you. And in a community tab I have put a poll like which history textbooks you want to have lectures faster, so that I can assign to someone. So please vote there. Okay, as of now I think Bipin Chandra textbook modern history has come the highest vote. Go and vote so that we can start it immediately. Okay, and many more texts. See, all these textbooks are already there, so extra textbooks I have put there for poll. Okay, so WhatsApp me, follow on Instagram. I'll come up with the next video tomorrow.